So we sold almost everything for our move here in Dominican Republic. No storage, no container, just 5 suitcases and 31 boxes that we had shipped prior to. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about whether or not I would do it all again or what I would do differently. So let's check it out. So I wanted to give a little bit of context of our situation, right? When we moved down, we actually didn't have a place to like call home yet. When we sold everything, we said, you know, we'll start over. But our goal was to kind of like get the lay of the land of Jarabacoa and then figure out where is it that we want to live. And eventually we did. So when we moved here, we rented a cabin, and we did that for like 3 months. And we were back and forth from Jarabacoa to Santo Domingo a lot during those 3 months, because those 31 boxes that I told you that we shipped, they shipped to Santo Domingo. Now, that was okay, because we knew we had a location in Santo Domingo. My wife's family has a house there. So our stuff was secure while we were getting the lay of the land here in Jarabacoa. Now, that's what worked for us, and that was our situation. But it doesn't mean that shipping your stuff down or even selling all your stuff and starting new is good or bad, right? So let's get into the pros and cons of shipping your stuff down. Okay, so let's get into the pros. And we can go on and on and on talking about this subject, but I'm gonna break this down to 3 things. One is gonna be familiar comfort. Either if you have kids, well then your kids are familiar with their beds. You are familiar with your bed. You've already made that dent in your bed, and you sleep like a baby in it. Or you have a couch that you got that little corner that you know you fall asleep in real good in. I get it. You're familiar with how that feels. Or maybe you have a dresser or a cupboard or an expensive table or something expensive that you pretty much don't want to get rid of. You know, that's going into point number 2. Something expensive. Maybe you've built up as a guy a big tool set, and you don't want to get rid of your tools because you think you might want to use them here. I get it. Like for me, I was unsure whether or not I wanted to do photography here. I could have sold all my photography and my videography equipment, but I was like, you know what? Let me bring it down with me. I brought it down, something I was familiar with, and it was expensive. So I really didn't want to let go of all that equipment just like that. And although I've used my stuff here and there, and look now, I'm now recording these videos using my equipment. So things like that is something that, you know, getting into point number 3 is something that's going to be less of an emotional loss. It feels like you're moving part of your life, not erasing it or completely starting over. So those are the 3 points, right? Familiar comfort, something that it's super expensive that you really don't want to get rid of, and it's less of an emotional loss, right? Break this down into your cons. Number 3. Number 1 of shipping your stuff down, it's going to be a big cost. Luckily, within the 31 boxes, I was able to ship my monitors, my computer equipment. It helped. 31 boxes, I brought it down if they fit. Now, if you have bigger stuff, it's going to cost you more. Then you got port fees, taxes that you need to pay when you bring stuff in. It could amount into something big. Now, Dominican Republic does have this thing that if you are Dominican, I think in December, they allow you to do a full move with no taxes, no fees, no port fees, no nothing. So if you are full Dominican and you want to eventually move all your stuff down, I think it's in December, or I think they allow you one full move to bring down without any taxes, port fees, and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that. I can check and I put it in the description. And number 2 for your cons is going to be uncertainty. And when I mean uncertainty is that delays. Not everything, they say things to get here in 2 to 3 weeks. That's a lie. You know, things to get here 4, 5, tops I've seen things come 6 weeks at one point. Damages. You risk damaging equipment or damaging whatever you want to ship down. That's just part of it. Everything gets stuffed in a container, put on a boat, and as we know, you're in the sea, so things are going to move. 2 is going to be your custom issues. I mean, if you don't take advantage of that thing where if you're full Dominican and you can bring one full move, and if you're not Dominican, well, then you're going to get your port fees, custom fees, and you risk getting your things stuck at the customs and maybe even taking from you at customs. So that's the part of the uncertainty that you may deal with of shipping your stuff down. And for number 3, I pretty much broke this down to as a mismatch of your new life, right? When you come here, it's everything's gonna be new, right? And if you're coming here cold turkey, definitely things are gonna be different for you. So you don't want to have some your old stuff that say maybe not fit in the apartment or house where you're gonna live in, right? That's where you risk bringing some of your stuff down. Okay, so who is shipping for? Well, shipping your stuff down is for person or people or family that have already a long-term rental house already set. You came down, you checked it out, your stuff is gonna fit, all the stuff that you're gonna bring down is gonna work with the place that you already have ready for you when you come down. 2, you own high-end specialized equipment. You have maybe health conditions, and you need these equipments in order for you to live here, and they're too expensive to replace. 3 is going to be maximum continuity for your family. If you have a big family and you're deciding to move down here, shipping your stuff down may work for you if you just want to continue the life that you had in the States and not have that emotional roller coaster affect you when you're here. All right, so let's get into option number 2. Why selling everything may work for you. And again, my situation, I sold everything. It worked for us because we didn't have anywhere to stay, right? Like I mentioned at the beginning. And why this may work for you. Well, 1, if you're gonna sell everything, kind of like what we did, then yes, by all means, here, start over, right? That'll help you have capital. That'll help you come here and see new furniture, see things how may work for your new place. Now, another reason why it may work for you is because you don't want to feel stuck waiting on a container, having to deal with damages, having to deal with customs, all that stuff, right? That's why it may work for you, kind of like it worked for us. Now, there is a downside to this, right? Letting go of certain things may be hard for some people. It wasn't that hard for me. I figured I come here and I buy things brand new, and going to that, buying things brand new here may be a hassle for some people, going to the stores, going to whatever to buy things brand new. Not everything here is in the same place, so you gotta hop around to different places. It's a hassle. So that's one of the downsides of selling everything. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was a hassle for me, but I dealt with it. It is what it is, right? I wish I would have kept certain things, but I try not to regret too much of that stuff, because eventually later on, you go to the States, if you travel, you could make a box, ship stuff down. So it really wasn't so much of a big deal for me or for us. All right, so I've created a 4-question framework slash benchmark that may help you with your decision making, right? If you want to sell or if you want to ship your stuff down. And the question number one, and if you want, screenshot these, pause, write them down, because they may help you in your decision. Question number one, do you have a long-term place ready for you when you come? Then shipping may make a little bit of sense for you, right? Or you sell some and you ship some, right? Half and half. Because you already know what you're expecting, right? And you know if your current furniture is going to fit the place that you have waiting for you, right? So question number two, how much cash do you need for this new start? You got to remember, there are deposits that need to be paid, just like in the States, right? If you got kids, you got to pay for your kids. And most likely, you're going to come here and you want a private, right? So there's a cost to that. Your car. I'm not going too much into whether or not you want to ship your car, because I think there's another YouTuber who pretty much broke that down really well. And I'll leave the link in the description of that video. So if you're financially comfortable, then go ahead, ship your stuff. That may be a better route for you. Question number three, you need to figure out what is truly irreplaceable. What are some of the things that you can't live without? You know, you may want to even jot down 10 to 20 things, and whatever doesn't make that list, maybe just sell it. Sell it, get rid of it. And then come down with the stuff that you think is irreplaceable. Number four, and this is a good one. Are you ready for the new identity? Or are you trying to copy and paste your old one? Let me ask that again. Are you ready for your new identity? Or are you trying to copy and paste your old one? Now, let me start off saying that neither is wrong. Either or is okay. You know, if you want to come down, bring your stuff, continuity, your life continues, it's okay. Do it. But if you want something fresh, then, you know, want to reset, then selling is for you, right? These are 4 questions that I think are very important and that'll help you in the decision making to whether ship or sell your stuff. I wouldn't change anything. Selling was the best option for us. Now, drop in the comments if you would be team ship or team sell, right? And what are the 3 things that you can't live without that you would have to have if you were to move down here to the Dominican Republic? And in a future video, maybe I'll break down the actual cost to start over here in the Dominican Republic from scratch. That'll be an interesting one. So if you are still here watching this video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching, but don't stop there. Check this video out here if you want to see if Jarabacoa may be an option for you, and is it safe? Maybe. And click here if you want to subscribe to the channel. I'll be having more videos soon regarding my life here in the Dominican Republic in a town called Jarabacoa. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.